Brought to you by Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Sulky Threads, express yourself with Sulky and create with confidence. Our exclusive fabric partners. Be sure to look for their newest lines of fabric.
Welcome to Quiltmaker's Block Network. I'm Diane Harris with Quiltmaker, and today we're going to make Elephanté, block number 549, designed by April Mazzolini for Quiltmaker's 100 Blocks Volume 6. We're going to be learning how to do free motion machine applique. The fabrics that you'll need to make Elephanté are a white background, a gray for the elephant, a pink of some kind for the little heart, and assorted greens for the grass. And you'll want to be sure that you have some lights, some darks, some different tones of green, and even a green with a little bit of other color mixed in works out really nicely. You'll find the cutting dimensions and everything you'll need to make this block on the right-hand side of your screen. So you'll want to take the little green squares that you cut and arrange them like I have them here in columns. And on your screen it tells you the number of patches that you need in each column. And so you want to sew the patches together in columns. And then once the columns are created, you want to sew the columns together. And so the top edge will be uneven, but that's where your heel will go. And so you want all the bottom patches to line up. So you'll prepare the elephant and the heart for fusible applique, and you'll want to add the fusible to the wrong side of the fabric in those cases. And then to prepare the heel, you will trace the pattern onto freezer paper, and this line that we've cut right here is the actual sewing line. And then we're using a solid piece of green fabric instead of the green patchwork, just so that you can see it a little better. But you will cut about 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch beyond the pattern, cut the shape of the heel, and then you'll pin the freezer paper to the wrong side of the green, and you want the paper side down and the waxy side, the shiny side up, just like you can see here. And now we'll go to the iron so that I can show you the next step. So what you want to do here is you definitely want the steam on the iron off. You do not want to use steam for this because your fingers are going to be close here and you don't want to steam them. So you've put the freezer paper with the waxy side up, and you're going to turn this seam allowance over that waxy side, and you're going to press it with the dry iron. Just like so. And you see how nicely that sticks down? So that's what you want to do all the way. And you might want to be a little careful that you don't iron huge chunks of that freezer paper with your iron, because it can stick. It just sticks down there really nice, and you have to play with it a little bit to get it to stick. So you want to do that all the way along the edge of your heel. And then you want to take that to the sewing machine, and there's your heel. And you want to sew with green thread very close to the edge here, just maybe about 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch away from that edge. So that will create your heel. So here we are, you've created your patchwork heel, and you've appliqued it down by machine with matching thread, and you've fused the elephant onto the heel along with his little heart. So now we'll go to the sewing machine for the free motion machine applique. Okay, so we're ready to start our free motion applique. And we've set up the machine for free motion work, which means that you have dropped the feed dogs and you've attached a darning foot. And for this applique, I'm using black thread so it shows up nicely, and I'm going to make more than one pass. So I'm just going to start right here on his leg and just go a little ways inside. I'm back to the beginning of the leg, and I'm going to do my second pass now. And you really don't have to be right on the exact same line when you do the second and third passes. So now I'm going to do my third pass, and I'm going to slow the machine down just a little bit. and do my third pass. And so you would do that all the way around your elephant, and it's fine. You can see here, I had a little bobble, but that's the style of this applique, and that'll be just fine when I have the whole thing done. So here's the finished Elephanté block, and you can see that I drew in the little toes using thread, and that's really all you're doing is drawing with thread. And I outlined his body, and you will want to mark the placement of his ear. It's too hard to get that shape and that placement just right with eyeballing. Draw his little eyes in, go around the little heart 3 times. So the whole thing is 3 times, and that wraps up Elephanté. Come to Quilty Pleasures, which is Quiltmaker's staff blog for all kinds of quilt-related topics, interesting how-tos, beautiful images, and much more. You'll find Elephanté and 99 other wonderful blocks in Quiltmaker's 100 Blocks Volume 2. Thanks for being with me today. I hope you'll join us next time for another episode of Quiltmaker's Block Network. All that work for sewing 2 inches.
Right?